video we'll discuss about admittance. So admittance is the reciprocal of impedance, which is measured in Siemens. So impedance, we know that it is the ratio of phasor voltage to phasor current. That is impedance. It is represented by the term Z, and Z is actually ratio of V by I. Now this admittance of an element is the ratio of phasor current to the phasor voltage. So admittance is represented by Y. It is the reciprocal of impedance. So 1 by Z, or ratio of phasor current to the phasor voltage. So this is admittance. Now the basic circuit elements, the resistors, inductors and capacitors, have these following admittances. We have seen what are the impedances of RLC. So admittance is reciprocal of impedance. So for a resistive element, admittance is equal to reciprocal of impedance, which is 1 by R. And for inductance, it is again reciprocal of impedance, which is, for impedance is j omega L, so admittance is 1 by j omega L. And for capacitor, impedance is 1 by j omega C, so admittance is j omega C. So these are the admittance of circuit elements: resistor, inductor and capacitor. Now this admittance is again a complex quantity which can be represented as a complex number. So Y is equal to G plus JB, where this G is the real part of this complex number Y, which is called as conductance. G is called as conductance, and this B is the imaginary part of this complex number Y. So this B is called as susceptance. So this admittance, conductance and susceptance, everything has the unit of mho or Siemens. Now let us write both the admittance and the impedance in complex form. So admittance is written as G plus JB is equal to, admittance is equal to 1 by impedance. So impedance can be written as R plus JX. So simplifying this, we will be getting G plus JB is equal to R minus JX by R square plus X square. Now let us equate the real part and imaginary parts. So if you take here, the real part here is, so this is the real part. So this will be equated to the real part G. So G is equal to R by R square plus X square. Similarly, let us equate the imaginary parts. Imaginary part here is B. So B is equal to, again here this will be the imaginary part including the minus. So B will be equal to minus X by R square plus X square. So this is the relationship between G and Rx. Now you can see that G is not equal to 1 by R as in resistive circuits. If you compare this, in resistive circuits, impedance is equal to R, so admittance is equal to 1 by R. Whereas here we take this as a complex quantity including some reactance, right? So G will not be equal to 1 by R unless X is equal to 0. So this is about admittance. Admittance is the reciprocal of impedance. So let us see this numerical problem. So we can see here that there is a voltage source which is connected to a resistor and a capacitor, and I is the current flowing in the circuit, and small v is the voltage across this capacitor. So the problem statement is, find V of t and I of t in the circuit shown. So we have to find what is V of t and I of t. So let us first write what is the source voltage here. Given is Vs is equal to 10 cos 4t. So from this we can write omega is equal to 4, and this voltage source can be represented in phasor form as 10 angle 0 volts, because there is no angle given here, so it is taken as 0. Now the next step is, before finding out the value of voltage and current, we have to find out what is the total impedance of this circuit. What is the total impedance of this circuit? So impedance for a resistor is Z is equal to R, and impedance for a capacitor is Z is equal to 1 by j omega C. The total impedance is this resistor and capacitor are in series, right? So this will be phi plus 1 by j omega C. So substitute the value of omega and C and simplify this. We will be getting this value of impedance as phi minus j 2.5 omega. Now the next step is, we have to find out the value of current flowing in this. We know the total impedance, we know the total voltage source. So I is equal to V by Z, Vs by Z. So Vs is 10 angle 0 by phi minus j 2.5. So take complex conjugate and simplify this. You will be getting a rectangular number. Convert this again into a polar form. So this is the value of current in the circuit. This current is represented in phasor form. Now if you represent this current in, so the current is actually represented in phasor form here, right? So this can be represented in time domain form as given here. So this 1.789 cos omega value is given as 4, so 4t plus 26.57 amperes. So this is the value of current in time domain. Now we have to find out another parameter, which is V, that is the voltage across the capacitor. So voltage across the capacitor can be found out using Ohm's law again. V will be equal to I. Instead of R, we are going to use the impedance of this capacitor. So it is ZC. So this is I by j omega C. Substitute the value of I, omega and C. Simplify this. We will be getting again the value of voltage in phasor form as 4.47. Angle is minus 63.43 volts. Again representing this in time domain, V of t will be equal to 4.47 cos 4t minus 63.43 volts. Now if you compare this I of t and V of t, you can see that there is a phase difference of 90 degree between current and voltage, right? So we know that in a capacitive circuit, current leads voltage by an angle of 90 degree. So again in this problem, that is being proved. I leads V by 90 degree as expected.